Breaking news, Viking Nation, the storm has arrived. And what's coming will shake the very foundation of this franchise. Right now, in the depths of US Bank Stadium, behind closed doors, inside locker rooms and training facilities, 5 explosive revelations are unfolding that could define the rest of this season, and maybe beyond. A legendary head coach just dropped words that sent shockwaves through the NFL, proving once again why he's not just good, he's elite. An undrafted rookie nobody saw coming is about to step into the fire against one of the most terrifying defensive lines in football, and the front office is betting the entire game on him. A quarterback battle just ended in the most unexpected way, with one star sidelined and a veteran stepping back into the spotlight under massive pressure. And then there's the brutal truth no one wants to say out loud. This Sunday in London might be the most important game of the entire year, because if the Vikings fall, the calendar ahead turns into a nightmare gauntlet that could bury this team before Thanksgiving. So if you bleed purple and gold, if you live and breathe Viking football, if you can't stand the Packers and you're ready to prove it, then you better lock in right now, because these 5 shocks are about to rewrite everything you thought you knew about this season. And we're starting with the man who holds it all together, the mastermind who just reminded the world why he's one of the most dangerous minds in the game today. The rumors started swirling late Thursday night. Whispers in the hallways, coded messages on social media, insiders hinting that something big was about to drop from the Vikings head coach. And then it happened. The press conference, the cameras rolling, and when the words came out, they hit like a sledgehammer. Because this wasn't just another coach doing damage control after a tough loss. This was *** Kevin O'Connell *** standing tall, shoulders back, eyes locked, delivering a masterclass in leadership that reminded everyone exactly why the Vikings chose him over Brian Daboll, over Raheem Morris, over Jim Harbaugh, over everyone. O'Connell looked straight into the lens and said, "I'm very fortunate to have players who see things from the same perspective I do, where adversity, challenges, or obstacles are really just opportunities for growth from a team standpoint." Pause on that for a second. Opportunities, not excuses, not finger pointing, not panic. This is a man who watched his team go to 2, watched injuries obliterate his offensive line, watched his starting quarterback go down, watched penalties and turnovers cost them winnable games against the Falcons and Steelers. And instead of crumbling, he doubled down. He went on, "I strongly believe that if you look for obstacles and excuses, you'll probably find them. So why waste time and energy looking? And let's just focus on what we need to focus on in the present." And I think things are going to work out for this team because of the kind of players and coaches we have. And my level of confidence in the group is higher than it's ever been. Higher than it's ever been. Let that sink in. The man is standing at 2-2, staring down a brutal stretch, missing half his offensive line. And his confidence is at an all-time high. That's not just talk, that's belief. That's the kind of energy that separates good coaches from great ones. And the numbers back it up. Since taking over after the 2021 season, O'Connell has posted a 36-19 record in just over 3 seasons, including the Coach of the Year award. He turned Kirk Cousins into an MVP candidate. He made Justin Jefferson the most dominant receiver in football. He's done it with Justin Fields, with Carson Wentz, with backups and rookies and cast-offs. And now, with the season teetering on the edge, he's doing it again. Because here's the thing Viking Nation needs to understand. Kevin O'Connell doesn't just coach football. He builds belief. He builds resilience. He builds culture. And right now, in a league full of coaches who panic at the first sign of trouble, O'Connell is showing everyone what real leadership looks like. So here's the question. Do you trust him? Do you believe in the vision? Because if you do, if you're riding with KOC all the way to the playoffs and beyond, then smash that like button right now and let the Packers fans know who runs the NFC North. Drop a comment and tell me, is Kevin O'Connell the best head coach in Vikings history? And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you even doing? Hit that subscribe button and join Viking Nation, because this season is about to get wild. But hold on, as shocking as that leadership is, the next revelation cuts even deeper. Because while O'Connell is preaching confidence, his front office just made a bet that could win or lose this entire game on Sunday. The injury report came out Wednesday morning, and Viking Nation collectively held its breath. Donovan Jackson out, Ryan Kelly out, Michael Juergens out. 3 starting interior offensive linemen gone, just like that. And suddenly, the Vikings were staring at a nightmare scenario. facing the Cleveland Browns and their monstrous defensive line, led by Myles Garrett, one of the most dominant edge rushers on planet Earth, with a patchwork offensive line held together by duct tape and prayer. Justin Skull at right tackle, Blake Brandel at center for the first time in his career, and at left guard, protecting Carson Wentz's blind side, a rookie who's never taken a single NFL snap in a regular season game. His name, Joe Huber ***. And if you've never heard of him, you're not alone, because Joe Huber wasn't a first-round pick. He wasn't even drafted. He's an undrafted free agent out of Wisconsin, a kid who only started playing offensive line in his senior year of high school, who walked on at Cincinnati, who transferred to Wisconsin and grinded his way into becoming a starter. He played over 2,500 snaps in college and allowed just 40 to pressures in his entire career, only 19 of them in the last 2 seasons. And when the Vikings signed him as a UDFA back in April, General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah saw something special, something that the other 31 teams missed. In his first preseason game against the Houston Texans, Huber absolutely dominated, earning a PFF grade above 90. Over the entire preseason, he played 185 snaps, allowed just 3 pressures and 1 sack in 126 pass blocking snaps, and locked down a spot on the 53-man roster. And now, in Week 5, with the season on the line, the Vikings are handing him the keys. Kevin O'Connell didn't mince words when asked about Huber. He said, "Joe was one of those guys that I don't always tell you this, but he probably made the team well before cutdown day, at least in my opinion, with what you could see not just in the present with the player, but also where we think he can get in the future. That's not just coach speak, that's genuine belief." And O'Connell kept going. He has unique power and enough movement skills and athleticism to marry all that together and still use that power, even when he gets out of position sometimes, which is going to happen. But here's the reality Viking Nation needs to brace for. This is a brutal test. Myles Garrett is going to be lined up everywhere, hunting for weaknesses. Malik Collins is the highest graded defensive tackle in the league right now. Mason Graham, the 5th overall pick, is having a monster start to his rookie season. And Joe Huber, a kid who was playing in front of 5,000 fans in Cincinnati 2 years ago, is about to face them all on the biggest stage of his life, in London, in front of a global audience. This is the kind of story that either makes a legend or breaks a dream, and it all comes down to Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's eye for talent, because this is what Kwesi does. He's built an entire roster philosophy around finding diamonds in the rough. 16 UDFA letters have made the roster under his watch. Ivan Pace Jr. is a starting linebacker. Ryan Wright is the punter. Yalen Redmond came from the UFL and is contributing on the defensive line. And now, Joe Huber is about to be the next chapter in that story. So here's the question for Viking Nation. Do you trust Kwesi's process? Do you believe in the vision of finding talent where others can't? Because if Joe Huber balls out on Sunday, it's not just a win for the Vikings. It's validation for an entire front office philosophy that the rest of the league is still trying to figure out. If you believe in Kwesi, if you trust the process, drop a comment right now and let me know. And if you're ready to watch Joe Huber become a household name, hit that subscribe button and let's ride with him. But trust me, the story only gets darker from here, because the next chapter is all about what Kevin O'Connell really thinks about this rookie stepping into the fire. Friday morning, the press conference room at Vikings headquarters. Kevin O'Connell walked in, and the first question was the one everyone wanted answered. "Coach, are you really starting an undrafted rookie at left guard against Myles Garrett and the Browns' defensive line in London?" And O'Connell didn't hesitate. He didn't dodge. He leaned into it hard. "Yesterday was a more physical practice," O'Connell said. "And you watched Joe in there during the reps he got, and he feels so grounded and strong. He has unique power and also enough movement skills and athleticism to marry all that together and still use that power, even when he gets out of position sometimes, which is going to happen. Grounded, strong, unique power. Those aren't throwaway compliments. Those are the words of a coach who genuinely believes in what he's about to unleash." And O'Connell kept going, building the case, stacking evidence like a lawyer defending his client in front of a jury. He was able to show that in the preseason, O'Connell continued, Joe was one of those guys that probably made the team well before cutdown day, at least in my opinion, with what you could see not just in the present with the player, but also where we think he can get in the future. He hasn't done anything but strengthen a lot of those opinions with his time, and he'll get the opportunity to show us where he's at on Sunday. But here's what makes this moment so electric. Viking Nation, this isn't just about Joe Huber. This is about *** Kevin O'Connell's ability to develop players ***. Think about it. This is the same coach who turned Justin Jefferson into the most feared receiver in football. The same coach who got career years out of Kirk Cousins and turned Carson Wentz into a capable starter again. The same coach who's made every quarterback and skill player better just by being in the building. And now, he's taken an undrafted rookie from Ohio, a kid who only started playing offensive line in his senior year of high school, and he's putting him in position to succeed against one of the scariest defensive fronts in the league. That's not desperation, that's confidence, that's coaching, and the film backs it up. During the preseason, Joe Huber played 185 snaps and earned a 74.1 PFF grade overall. In his debut against the Texans, he posted a ridiculous 94.7 grade, one of the highest marks for any offensive lineman in the entire preseason. He was dominant in run blocking. He allowed just 3 pressures and 1 sack in 126 pass blocking snaps. And he did all of that while playing both guard positions, showing versatility that most rookies don't have. But let's be real for a second. This is still a massive challenge. The Browns' defensive line is in some preseason squad full of camp bodies and practice squad guys. This is Myles Garrett, a future Hall of Famer who can single-handedly wreck a game. This is Malik Collins, the highest-graded defensive tackle in the league right now. This is Mason Graham, the 5th overall pick who's been eating offensive linemen alive in his first 4 games. And Joe Huber has to go out there and not just survive. He has to win. He has to protect Carson Wentz. He has to open holes for the running game. He has to prove that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell were right to believe in him. And if he does, if he holds his own, if he doesn't give up a sack, if he helps the Vikings move the ball and score points and win this game, then Viking Nation is going to witness the birth of a new star. So here's what I need from you right now. Do you believe in Joe Huber? Do you trust Kevin O'Connell's evaluation? Because if you do, drop a comment and let me know what you think happens on Sunday. And if you're ready to watch this kid shock the world, hit that like button and smash subscribe, because this is the kind of underdog story that makes football beautiful. And listen, the next chapter, it's the kind of news that divides a fan base right down the middle. Because while Joe Huber is preparing to make history, the Vikings just made a decision at quarterback that's going to define this entire game. The announcement dropped late Friday afternoon, and it sent shockwaves through Viking Nation. **J.J. McCarthy**, the rookie quarterback who was supposed to be the future of this franchise, the first-round pick who was going to lead the Vikings back to glory, has been ruled out for Sunday's game in London due to an ankle injury. And just like that, the Vikings are turning back to Carson Wentz again now. Before Viking Nation splits down the middle, let's talk about what this really means. Because this isn't just a quarterback swap. This is a statement about where the Vikings are right now and where they're trying to go. Carson Wentz has been solid this season. Not spectacular, but solid. Into games, he's completed 66.7% of his passes for 523 yards for touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He's a veteran who knows how to read defenses, who can make every throw, who's played in big games before, and in a must-win situation against a Browns defense that's going to bring pressure all day. Having a veteran at quarterback isn't the worst thing in the world. But here's the flip side. J.J. McCarthy was the guy who was supposed to take this team to the next level. The guy the Vikings traded up to get. The guy who was supposed to bring energy, mobility, and a spark that this offense desperately needs. And now, he's on the sideline with an ankle injury, watching from the bench while Wentz tries to keep the season alive. And that's the tension, Viking Nation. That's the tightrope this team is walking. Do you trust Carson Wentz to win this game? Or do you wish J.J. McCarthy was healthy and out there slinging it? Because opinions are all over the map right now. Some fans believe Wentz gives the Vikings the best chance to win because of his experience and pocket presence. Others think the offense is too conservative with Wentz under center, and that McCarthy's mobility and playmaking ability would open up the playbook and create more explosive plays. And honestly, both sides have a point. But here's what we know for sure. Kevin O'Connell is going to tailor the game plan around Wentz's strengths. That means quick throws, play action shots, getting the ball into Justin Jefferson's hands as much as possible, and leaning on the run game to take pressure off the offensive line. And against a Browns defense that's allowing just 13 points per game and is led by Myles Garrett, that conservative approach might be the smartest move. But there's another storyline here that makes this game even more fascinating. The quarterback on the other side of the ball, Dillon Gabriel, the Browns' rookie third-round pick, is making his first career start on Sunday. That's right, Joe Flacco, the 40-year-old veteran, has been benched, and the Browns are rolling with a rookie making his NFL debut against Brian Flores' defense in London in a must-win game for his team too. And if you think the Vikings are going to go easy on him, think again. Brian Flores is one of the most aggressive defensive coordinators in football. He's going to blitz from every angle, disguise coverages, and make Dillon Gabriel's life absolute hell. And if the Vikings can rattle him early, if they can force turnovers and get the ball back to Wentz in good field position, then this game could get ugly fast. But if Dillon Gabriel plays well, if he manages the game and doesn't turn the ball over, then the Browns have a real shot at winning this thing, because their defense is legit. Myles Garrett is a nightmare. The secondary is ball hawking, and if the Vikings offense stalls out because of penalties and turnovers like they did against the Steelers, then Carson Wentz is going to be under siege all day. So here's the big question. Viking Nation, do you trust Carson Wentz to lead this team to a win in London? Do you believe he can protect the ball, make the key throws, and get this offense into the end zone when it matters? Because if you do, drop a comment right now and let me know. And if you're riding with Wentz no matter what, hit that like button and show your support. But listen closely, the next 72 hours might be the most decisive in this franchise's history. Because what happens on Sunday isn't just about winning or losing one game, it's about what comes next. And the next story is the one that's going to make or break this entire season. Here's the brutal truth that nobody in Minnesota wants to say out loud, but everyone is thinking. This Sunday's game in London against the Cleveland Browns might be the most important game of the entire 2025 season. Not Week 10, not Week 15, not the playoffs, Week 5, right now, and the reason why is staring every Vikings fan in the face like a ticking time bomb. The Vikings are sitting at 2-2, not great, not terrible. They've lost winnable games to the Falcons and Steelers. They scraped out a comeback win in Chicago. They dominated the Bengals. It's been inconsistent, messy, frustrating, but it's still salvageable. But here's where it gets terrifying. After this game, the Vikings go into their Week 6 bye, and when they come back, the schedule turns into an absolute gauntlet. Week 7, the Philadelphia Eagles currently for 2-0, one of the best teams in football. Week 8, travel on a short week to face the Los Angeles Chargers who are 3-1 and rolling. Week 9, head to Detroit to face the Lions who are 3-1 and look like Super Bowl contenders. Week 10, host the Baltimore Ravens who are 1-3 right now, but still have Lamar Jackson and are championship caliber when healthy. And after that, the schedule doesn't exactly lighten up. So let's do the math, Viking Nation. If the Vikings lose on Sunday, they go into the bye at 2-3. Then they'd have to go at least 2-2 in that brutal 4-game stretch, just to be 4-5 heading into the back half of the season. And realistically, going to 2-2 against the Eagles, Chargers, Lions, and Ravens is a best-case scenario. More likely, if the Vikings are already at 2-3, they go 1-3 or 0-4 in that stretch. And suddenly, they're 3-6 or 2-7 by Thanksgiving. And at that point, the season is over, done, buried, no playoffs, no hope, just another year of what could have been. But if the Vikings win on Sunday, everything changes. They go into the bye at 3-2, feeling good, with momentum, with confidence. And even if they go 1-3 in that brutal stretch, they'd still be 4-5 with a fighting chance. If they go to 2-2, they're 5-4 and right in the thick of the playoff race. And if they somehow pull off 3-1, they're 6-3 and legitimate contenders. That's why this game matters so much. That's why Kevin O'Connell is preaching belief. That's why Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is betting on Joe Huber. That's why Carson Wentz is under center. Because losing on Sunday doesn't just mean dropping to 2-3. It means watching the season spiral out of control in real time. And the crazy part? The Browns are in the exact same spot. They're 1-3, starting a rookie quarterback in his first career game, and they're desperate for a win just like the Vikings are. This is two teams on the edge, fighting for survival, knowing that one of them is going to walk out of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium feeling like the season is still alive, and the other is going to walk out knowing they're in serious trouble. Justin Jefferson said it best when he was asked about the game. At the end of the day, we've got to win, and that's the main focus. We definitely need to get that bad taste out from last week. Watching the film and the different things we did, we hurt ourselves a lot of times. So that's definitely something we've been focusing on this week. Just making sure we limit the turnovers, limit the penalties, making sure everybody's on the same page, limit the turnovers, limit the penalties, execute the game plan. Sounds simple, right? But that's been the Vikings' kryptonite all season. They have shot themselves in the foot over and over again with self-inflicted wounds. And if they do it again on Sunday, the Browns are going to make them pay. So here's what I need from Viking Nation right now. First, smash that like button if you believe the Vikings are going to win this game. Second, drop a comment and tell me your final score prediction for Sunday. And third, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now, because the next few weeks are going to be absolutely insane, and you don't want to miss a single update. Because if this week felt like an earthquake, what's coming next could be the aftershock that topples the whole season. The Vikings are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to the playoffs, the other leads to disaster. And everything, Kevin O'Connell's leadership, Joe Huber's debut, Carson Wentz's experience, and this team's resilience is about to be tested like never before. So buckle up, Viking Nation. The storm is here, and Sunday morning in London is when we find out who this team really is. Skol Vikings, let's ride.